What a hiring manager in an American company looks for in a candidate, especially remote employee candidate.
Specifically, there's a couple of things.
Diwawancara sama HRD mah udah biasa. Uno reverse. Di video ini, gua yang akan ngewawancarain HRD perusahaan tempat gua kerja, perusahaan Amerika. A lot of Indonesians are insecure about their English skills.
Yeah, Indonesian applicants do struggle a bit with their English.
What is the bare minimum English skill to be acceptable in this company?
Okay, that's actually a pretty good question.
Dan masih banyak pertanyaan menohok lainnya. Does years of experience matter?
Definitely not.
Di video ini juga bakal ada lowongan kerjanya dari perusahaan gua. Jadi tonton terus sampai habis ya, biar lu tahu kriteria apa aja yang dicari sama perusahaan gua langsung dari ordalnya. By the way, gua adalah full-time video editor yang bekerja secara remote untuk perusahaan Amerika. Cukuran baru guys, gimana? Hah? Ganteng nggak ganteng? By the way, ini adalah buku yang lagi gue baca, The Intelligent Investor, karena gue pengen jadi investor yang pintar. Ya, pagi-pagi kegiatan gue biasanya baca buku sebelum kerja. Tapi sebelum itu, itu gue olahraganya gitu guys.
Goblok kali ya ini.
Jujur ini seumur-umur gue hidup, baru kali ini gue belajar investasi. Karena sebelumnya kan gak punya duit ya. Jadi mikirnya ngapain gitu kan belajar.
McLaren lu warna apa bos?
Hari ini gue gak terlalu sibuk nih, karena cuma ada satu video yang harus gue edit. Jadi hari ini tuh gue akan ngobrol sama HR perusahaan gue. Ngobrolin tentang apa sih yang dicari oleh HR perusahaan Amerika untuk kandidat-kandidat yang dia pengen hire. Terutama kandidat pekerja remote ya. Tapi sebelum itu, gue harus kerja dulu nih. Pertama-tama gue harus buka Discord kantor, balesin chat yang belum gue bales. Nah, karena ada kan dari Nathan yang waktu itu ada di video sebelumnya ya. Hello Salsa, I believe I'm working on a continuation for your client's order. On my end, I don't see the footage. Do you have that? Hey Nathan, I don't have the footage for the new order. Oke, ngechat klien juga. I will work on your order. Perusahaan tempat gua kerja tuh kayak creative agency, tapi bergerak di bidang video editing. Nah, video kliennya tuh beragam, mulai dari video YouTube, online course, sampai video iklan. Yang lagi gua edit ini adalah video dari YouTuber gede yang subscribersnya jutaan. Nanti gua spill deh. Oke, saatnya nge-spill rahasia diterima di perusahaan Amerika bareng HR gua. Tapi kayaknya kurang nih outfit gua. Ini harus ganti dulu sih. Bentar, ada yang kurang. Gue jatuh. Tada! Ya, nggak usah dilihat celananya mah. Ting! Oke. Serius dulu guys. Serious mode on. Hi, Brad.
Hi, Zaza.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Just finished of another call, so sorry I was a bit late there. But yeah, busy working.
It's kind of funny. You used to interview me back then when I was applying here in Test Edit.
First time this has happened, so.
It's time for me to interview you.
Take the floor, Mr. Interviewer.
What are you working on?
We're still hiring people. We're getting a lot of orders and the plan of like growing the company this year. And so we're hiring more people, looking for one more thumbnail artist and then a couple more video editors. So I'm still doing interviews. At the same time, I'm onboarding Yume as well.
You're pretty busy. Thanks for your time though.
It's okay. No problem, Salsa.
Okay. The first question. What a hiring manager in an American company looks for in a candidate, especially remote employee candidate?
In general, for a remote employee candidate, specifically, there's a couple of things. Of course, if it's an American company, the English communication skills is definitely going to be important. You're going to be communicating in English with your teammates, with the content creators on the platform that we have on Boma. You don't necessarily need to be fluent in English, but at least be able to say what you're thinking, basically say your thoughts in English properly. And then generally, personality is also going to be very important. We're looking for people that are have a good personality, aren't really full of ego. You can basically tell when you're interviewing someone, you can kind of tell their personality of like how they talk, their body movements and stuff like that. So you can kind of tell if this person's like a psychopath or not. Also, one thing specifically, at least for our company, is that the kind of like passion and the drive and the enthusiasm to make videos and edit videos, specifically like YouTube videos, because that's the main type of videos we do. But yeah, you can kind of like already sense if they're really going to be committing to this position or not, like from the way they tell their like background and stuff like that. And of course, their skills. That's important, right? That's why we do the screening. I do the interviews. We have them do the trials just to make sure that they have the skills we're looking for as well.
Your answer is so good. It's explaining everything.
Yeah.
Thank you. Speaking of which, if you talk about English, a lot of Indonesians are insecure about their English skills. That's why they tend to hesitate to apply to a foreign company. So the question is, what is the bare minimum English skill to be acceptable in this company?
At least for tasty edits, there's two things. As long as you're able to communicate like written and verbally in English, that's really going to be the main thing. Yeah, generally, I would say that Indonesian applicants do struggle a bit with their English. But as long as I'm able to understand what you're saying in English and I can tell that you're able to say what you want to say in English, that's really just it. Because there's applicants who are like, they kind of like stutter. I can tell that it's in their mind, but they really can't say it because they don't know how to say it. Okay, that's going to be the problem.
I used to stutter a lot.
Eventually, though, you do get used to it. You're really just going to have to practice it more and more so that you get used to it and it becomes like a part of you and it's really just one of your skills.
Thank you. That's a good answer. What is the percentage if you would like to make it like a percentage? English skill, editing skill, and personality, what is the percentage?
What is the percentages of those?
Yeah, to be accepted in the company.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good question. Well, let's see. 50 for editing skills, okay. 30 for English, and then 20% for the personality.
Okay, it's good.
Maybe something like that.
Which is more important for you? Educational background or skill or portfolio?
Definitely the skill or portfolio. With the type of people we're looking for, yeah, you can have like 4 years of like doing like the film school or stuff like that. And that's like, yeah, definitely in line with video editing. But the problem with that is the type of videos you're doing aren't really the type of videos we're looking for, the type of videos we do, because those are more of like cinematic or commercial videos for TV and stuff like that, for broadcast. And we're not really doing that. It's good for you that you have that background, but it's more important for us that you actually have the skills we're looking for. So, and that would be shown in your portfolio, in your skill set, and more so when you do the actual trial, right? That you're actually able to show what we're looking for in the edit that you do for us. The portfolio, definitely, because that's the initial screening. We look through the portfolio that you send. You're going to send like wedding videos or videos like cinematic videos. That's not the type of videos we do. Applicants generally would check the website first and see the type of videos that Tasty Edit does. So they have an idea of like the type of videos we do, which is social media videos. If you submit like a wedding video, that's not really going to be good because that doesn't show the type of editing skills we're looking for. At least you have the basics of the skills we're looking for. Do you know storytelling? Do you know how to paste? Do you know how to do sound design? How about more of the technical skills? Do you know a bit of animation, a bit of motion graphics? So that's definitely going to be more important with when it comes to like a video editing position.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like creative field most likely don't need any educational background, so you can just apply.
Yeah, for sure.
Does years of experience matter?
Definitely not. I would say. I mean, it's going to be a consideration because let's say you only worked as a video editor for 6 months compared to someone who's been a video editor for 5 years. But at the same time, yeah, they've been a video editor for 5 years, but they've been mostly editing wedding videos. That's also not going to be a good thing. But they've only been editing for 6 months, but they've been editing YouTube and vertical videos. So that's more of what we're looking for, right? So yeah, it matters because it can tell us like your experience with the video editing. But at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the skill.
I still remember what you said back then when you interviewed me. Test edits in this company, we tend to like groom and train the editor to become like a really good editor, right?
Yes. So yeah, even if you're not like a full-on expert when it comes to doing the videos, as long as you're someone that I can tell is like willing to learn, has the basics down, and you're going to be editing a lot of different types of videos. So there's going to be a lot of chances for you to explore and expand your skills in video editing.
Okay, I forgot the first question that is really important. Can you introduce yourself first?
Oh my God. Yeah, we probably forgot the introductions. My name is Brent. I am the hiring manager for Tasty Edits. I've been the hiring manager for Tasty Edits for almost 3 years now, I think. And I was also a video editor. So I started out video editing back in when the pandemic started and started working online. And then when I applied to Tasty Edits, I applied for the video editor, but I also already had background in working at a BPO company. I had experience with managing people back in my previous company. And so Alex, the founder of the company, offered this position to me instead of the video editor position. And I took it, and that's why we're here right now.
So you actually doesn't really have like hiring, like human resource background.
Yeah, at that time when I was working for my BPO company, I did kind of like lead a team. And I think that was just what Alex was looking for, someone that had experience like leading and like handling a team, and also had really just good communication skills and also like video editing background. So they actually also know what they're doing or what the company is doing when they're interviewing someone.
Do you consider the age of employee candidates who apply?
I would definitely say so, yeah. We were looking for the middle ground, like early 20s to maybe early 30s. We've had a couple of applicants that were still in school and ended up resigning from the company because they wanted to focus on their college in the university. So too young would not be an ideal candidate, and too old also not be a very ideal candidate because they're not particularly up to date with the trends on social media, like putting memes. 30 or 40-year-olds probably don't know like the typical memes that are current in social media because it's not on their feeds in social media. So just like the typical, I don't know, millennial, Gen Z type of person who's really on social media, knows their trends of editing, the sound effects, the trending memes and stuff like that.
So the maximum age, what do you say, like 35?
Yeah, something like that. Definitely below 40 or around like maximum be like around 35.
The reason that I asked you this because in Indonesia, this is like kind of a sensitive issue, a hot issue right now, because when you apply to a company in Indonesia, a lot of companies have a lot of requirements. Like one of them is age. So usually the maximum age to apply for a company is 25.
Maximum?
Often for a lot of company do that. It's crazy, right?
That's gonna be like the ideal age for tasty.
If we go to college, probably we get out of college like at 24 or like, right? And then by the age of 25, we don't have any experience and the company doesn't want us because we don't have any experience. So that's like kind of the dilemma here.
Unrealistic.
Okay, what do you think about career gap? Do you see career gap as a negative?
I mean, it's something to consider. I would say it really depends on what you were doing during your career gap. If you were just like trying to relax and I don't know, maybe just take it slow, maybe that's not a good sign. But if you were like doing personal projects or just trying to improve your skills, but also at the same time was also looking for a job, because it's also pretty hard to look for a job and get a job right now, Salsa. So it is definitely understandable if like there's a big, not really like years of gap, but a good amount of months that you weren't able to land a job because it's a bit hard for you to find a job. So it really just depends on what they say is a reason why you have a career gap.
This is the last question for me. Do you have any tips for future applicants?
Just come prepared for the interview. Actually, there's one more thing. This is just very typical for like newbies where they actually read off a script. When I ask them questions, they're very typical questions I ask, like, tell me about yourself, your experience and stuff like that. I can tell, if you're not speaking naturally, I can tell that you're reading. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually even kind of like a good thing because I know that you came in wanting to be prepared. It's more of like a natural, casual thing. So don't really read off something. Just maybe have an outline and then maybe practice speaking it, but you don't necessarily need to read it. Just have more confidence in your own skills, actually. I get a lot of applicants that apologize. I'm sorry, sir, because I'm very tense. My first time doing this type of interview. It's like, I just laugh it off like, no problem at all. It's no problem. It's okay. I've had interviews also that wore a suit, the shirt, and then the suit.
Like me?
Right, like you ran out, but not even, you're wearing a shirt underneath. They're wearing like an actual polo or like this color, and then the tie. And then I just came in like wearing my t-shirt and was like, oh shit, I probably am going to be the one to get interviewed in this. It looks like I'm the one applying for the position. So that's good. Like, be presentable.
Thank you. That's really useful tips. Oke guys, tuh gimana informasi-informasi yang udah didapetin dari video gua? Bagus nggak? Bagus kan? Sekarang gue capek, mau turun. Habis interview, habis meeting, habis apa-apa tuh pasti langsung energi gue habis aja.
Lu tidur siang itu apa? Lu bayi gitu?
Nggak boleh tidur siang guys. Katanya harus kerja bagai kuda. Capek nih, kerja duduk terus, bokongnya sakit. Gimana ya caranya tetap kerja tapi nggak duduk terus sampai encok begini? Sepertinya ada suatu cara sih. Bisa berdiri, mejanya bisa diangkat. Wah. hebatnya. Tada! Meja gue baru, bos. Sekarang bisa sambil berdiri kerjanya. Gue tuh seneng kalau bisa fleksibel gitu. Bisa kerja sambil duduk, sambil berdiri. Karena biar capek. Jadi makanya ini sebenarnya investasi masa depan, guys. Biar kalau tua saya tidak encok. By the way, pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang tadi gue tanyain ke HR perusahaan gue itu sebagian pertanyaannya berasal dari community post gue di YouTube. Jadi buat lo yang kelewatan, padahal pengen nanya nih, ya makanya subscribe, terus nyalain loncengnya biar dapat notifikasinya kalau gue ngepost apapun di YouTube. Gue tuh biasanya kerja dari jam 8 pagi sampai jam 5 sore. Kecuali misalnya lagi banyak banget kerjaan gitu. Serang sekali. Jadi waktu gue untuk membaca buku itu tadi pagi sebelum kerja sama setelah kerja. Sejauh ini sih itu rutinitas yang lagi gue tanamkan. Apakah bakal bertahan lama? Pasti ya guys. Bye-bye. Gue tuh lagi nyoba untuk konsisten nge-gym 3 kali seminggu. Sejauh ini sih lumayan lancar ya. Walaupun kadang ada bolong-bolongnya juga sih. Tujuannya ya biar nggak jadi editor encok. Karena kerjaan gue ini kan duduk di depan layar doang seharian. Jadi kalau nggak nge-gym, ya gue nggak gerak. Nggak juga sih. Kan sekarang mah bisa kerja sambil berdiri. Capek bisa. Bosen guys, gawe di rumah mulu. Mau coba gawe di perpus Sayang sekali tidak boleh.
Tidak boleh merekam guys.
Iya. Mau gawe tidak boleh, ya udahlah.
Repot guys.
Ribet. Ya birokrasi ribet. Ya udahlah, kita gawe di kafe aja. Makanya guys, daripada diribetin sama birokrasi Konoha, mending cari kerja remote di perusahaan luar. Dan daripada kabur aja dulu, yang mungkin biaya hidupnya lebih mahal walaupun gajinya lebih gede, ya mending kerja remote lah. Gaji dolar tapi biaya hidup rupiah, kan enak. Nonton nih bos. Nah, cewek gue itu content creator juga di TikTok. Follow ya guys. Ya beginilah behind the scene pasangan content creator kalau lagi hari ngonten. Ya apa-apa direkam dulu.
Merekam terus, dieditnya enggak.
Edit dong.
Males ngeditnya.
Jadi video yang gue edit adalah video dari YouTuber yang namanya Ribal. Nah, ini salah satu video tersukses yang pernah gue edit. Viewersnya 1 juta coy. Gue seneng sih ngedit video dia. Karena gue belajar banyak dari dia tentang edit video komedi. Dan untungnya dia pun senang sama editan gue.
Salsa. This is gonna be a long video, but because I was so obsessed with the previous long video that you made, I'm really excited for this one.
Ya, mari kita coba. Belum dicolok ya.
Guys, aku lagi nge-review orang yang lagi review mic.
Ya, nanti kita dengerin sama-sama. Terus ini juga udah ada noise cancellingnya. Coba kita nyalain dulu. Jadi sedikit baik ngomong.
Gak apa, tapi seru ngeliat kamu nge-review. Pas weekend, kita ke kondangan yang pengantennya sama-sama penyanyi. Jadi bukannya salam-salaman, kita malah konser. Kameramen kita hari ini sekarang habis kondangan, mau ngerekam kesimpulan tentang tips-tips dari brand tadi. Oke? Ya. Oke, dari tips-tips yang dikasih brand tadi, yang digabungin dengan pengalaman gua saat ngelamar kerja remote, tonton series ngelamar 100 remote job. Kesimpulannya ada 3 hal yang harus lo lakuin kalau mau diterima di perusahaan Amerika atau perusahaan asing lainnya. Yang pertama, skill dan portofolio itu penting. Background edukasi itu nggak penting. Mau sarjana, lulusan SMA, SMP, SD, TK, nggak penting. Nggak ada yang nanyain. Interviewer pun nggak ada yang nanyain. Ya, at least kalau di industri kreatif ya. Tapi kayaknya ada juga sih industri lainnya yang nggak butuh background edukasi. Jadi sekarang lu asah skill lu, belajar dari YouTube, online course, atau apapun itu. Dan setelah belajar, ilmunya itu diterapin dalam bentuk portofolio. Portofolio itu nggak mesti kerjaan dari klien. Bisa juga bikin dummy portofolio. Jadi tinggal bikin project sendiri aja, rekam videonya sendiri, edit sendiri. Tahu nggak, bahkan portofolio gua yang dilirik sama Bang Brand itu bukan project dari klien loh, malahan project mandiri gua, video YouTube ini. Yuk, mau ikutan pelatihan nggak? Yang kedua, komunikasi bahasa Inggris. Ya jelas, kalau lo mau kerja di perusahaan internasional, remote job, ya penghubungnya bahasa internasional, bahasa Inggris. Kalau lo mau tahu gimana cara gue belajar bahasa Inggris, langsung aja tonton videonya, udah gue buatin tips-tips cara mudah belajar bahasa Inggris. Nah, ini yang ketiga yang paling penting nih. I think I'm the first Indonesian, right? In Tasty Edits, right?
Yes, you are. You are the first. You've been to the company for over a year now, I think. And then we have Alif.
Yeah, Alif and Sarah, right?
And Sarah. And then Sarah is the last one, the thumb artist.
Okay, speaking of which, now Testy Edits is opening, right? Opening for a job applicants.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we're looking for more video editors. Go to the website. I'll send you the links process so that you can have it on your video, or like you can send it to people who reach out to you. It's also, we post it on LinkedIn. Remember on the group chat, there's like links for video editors, thumbnail artists, YouTube channel managers, and video managers. I'm gonna send you the link.
I'll put the link in the description.
All right. That's pretty cool.
Thank you so much, Brand, for your time. I know you're busy and yeah, you work a lot lately. So thank you so much. Okay, how do you feel being interviewed by me?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's pretty good, Salsa.
Am I a good interviewer?
I think you were. That's pretty good. Yeah, definitely. It just needs a bit more practice, I'd say, with like how you transition from one question to the next. When I do it, at this point, when I've probably interviewed over like 200 people, it comes very naturally from like transitioning from one question to the next, but that's a very minor thing, really. Pretty good, I would say.
So I can replace you now?
You're gonna have to do a better job than that, because definitely more stuff to do than just interviewing applicants, really.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Salsa, so this is actually good for you. When I talked to Alex like yesterday in my meeting with him, he said, if someone applies from Indonesia, you can have them as your referral.
Oh.
If they get hired, yeah. Would that be okay, Alex? Yeah, because if they came from Salsa's video, so when you apply, you can actually leave a note at the end. Maybe you can tell them that they came from Salsa or Salsa's video on YouTube.
Guys, please tell Brand that you come from me.
Yeah, something like that at the end of the application form. That's definitely doable as well.
Thanks, Brand.
Thanks, Salsa.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye, Salsa.
Bye, Brand. Kalau lu mau ngelamar ke Testy Edits, referralnya bisa pakai gua. Ini takut saya naik mobil pemadam. Minjem dulu ya, Pak. Ntar di formnya itu, di kolom yang paling bawah bisa ditulis aja tuh, referralnya Salsa, oke? Mungkin itu bisa jadi pelicin lamaran kerja lu. Ordal nih, ordal. Mantap. Kamu tahu nggak? Sebenarnya ada satu lagi loh tipsnya, ada tips tambahan.
Apa tuh?
Di series ngelamar 100 remote job, ada video gua di interview sama perusahaan asing, termasuk pas interview sama Bang Brand. Jadi videonya bisa lu pelajarin tuh. Langsung aja tonton series gua, series ngelamar 100 remote job.
Semangat deh yang mau ngelamar kerja di Testy Edits. Jangan lupa like, komen, dan subscribe YouTube HiraCloud.
Bye-bye. Kalau lu mau tahu gimana caranya gua ngelamar ke Testy Edits sampai akhirnya diinterview sama Bang Brand, klik video yang ada di layar ini. Oh iya, kalau lu udah pernah kerja remote, ceritain dong di komen gimana pengalamannya.